Welcome back, everybody, to Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, as always, or, as your lady calls me, oh, Daddy. They all tell me you make loving fun, but honey, I'm just going through the motions while I'm searching for Celine. She fills my dreams, and that's why I love the night. Just the memories of her saying, "Don't stop, Daddy." This ain't no secondhand news you're hearing. It's from the fucking source. But Celestial the Queen always told me I'm dark like Nosferatu, but I conquer that pussy like Godzilla does Tokyo. My co-host though, she's still the same. We used to be brave strangers back in the day, but I know now she's a gold dust woman who loves her Death Valley nights. You know the ones I'm talking about, where she had the chain wrapped around her neck back during the golden age of leather. Her favorite period in her 20s. She told me once she feels like a number after all those Hollywood nights filming her movies to that old time rock and roll, where she'd spit clean those rods till it shines. Everybody knows the famous final scene where she choked out Jabba the Hutt in her metal bikini as she finally broke the chain like a prison songbird. At least if I remember it right. I might be mixing IPs here. I don't fucking know. But, ladies and gentlemen, she always wants to kiss a cowboy. Jaimie motherfucking Four!
No, no, no. That's all secondhand news. That's all secondhand news. We ain't doing none of that. None of that today. I got you back for the first time right there, Jeremy. That was an epic entry, but that secondhand news, take it down. Take it down, sir. Take it down.
I had fun writing that one. I had fun writing that one. I'm not gonna lie. But welcome folks to another lovely episode of Maniacal Music Musings. We have a special guest tonight, you could say in a way. The first of five special guests, as we are working with a record label. Yes, folks, we're moving up in the world a little bit because this record label actually comes through and gives me guests, and actually they show up. In the past, it hasn't happened. Trust me. But that's right. We're working with Burning Ground Entertainment as I welcome Rye Rivers,
Hey,
pop
hey,
artist turning country artist. That's right, folks. We got the next country Elton John here. How you doing tonight, Rye?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Jeremy. How you doing?
It's always good. It's always good when I get to come on this show and have some fun,
Hell
especially if
yeah.
my
I
intros. Or
The problem is I give you a lot of responsibility on the intros and everything. I think one of these weeks I need you to give up those reins because you about to get taken over, sir. You about to get
Yeah.
taken over.
Jeremy, you
Listen,
got
it,
Rye Rivers, I have so many questions for you. I love your music. I'm excited that you're our guest. The fact that our listeners get to know you on top of the music that we chose this week. All
yeah.
three of us chose some great albums, so everybody's in for it. Everybody's in for it.
Mm-hmm.
well, folks, Jamie is not blowing smoke with that because holy fuck, I wasn't. I honestly wasn't expecting to like 2 out of 3 albums this week, including my own. But I was pleasantly fucking surprised here as fuck you, light. I was pleasantly surprised as we have a killer show tonight, and I cannot wait to get into it. But first things first. Rod, tell us about you, man. What made you want to be a musician? What got you into music?
Yeah. I always knew music hit me differently. Ever since I was a kid, I knew it was more than just like infatuation or romanticizing about it. It's just ever since I was young, I was always very musical. I come from a non-musical family, so that was interesting finding my way in music, not having like anyone around me, in my immediate family who was doing music or playing music or could hold a note. So, but I knew I knew it was something I wanted to do with my life, and it was something that brought me the most joy. So, I started off really like getting serious about it. I would say in like eighth grade. I mean, my mom tried to put me in piano lessons when I was younger, but I was way too ADD for that shit. So she's like, "All right, you don't want to practice, motherfucker? Not paying for it." And I was like, "Cool." No, 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 no. But then around like middle school, I got serious about it, and I realized, there was a thing called like songwriting, and I was like, "Oh, wow, sweet." So from there, I just ran with it, and I've been writing songs and singing and playing piano ever since.
Well, shit, there you
Like
go,
jokes
folks.
on
And
you, mom. Jokes on you,
Yeah,
mom.
don't get me wrong. She's very supportive, but she's also, stern and strong. And she's like, all right, if I'm gonna, spend my hard-earned money on giving you piano lessons, you better learn, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So, and I was, just a young kid and wasn't disciplined enough. So she's like, all right. So I had to teach myself how to play.
Exactly. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And I mean, shit, if my kids were taking music lessons and they weren't paying attention or not wanting to do it, I'd be like, fuck you, I'm done paying for it.
Exactly.
I agree with that 100%. And what's going on, Harley? Glad to see you watching like always. But uh, so here's the interesting question I'd love to ask. Why country? Why country?
Why country? Because Rye Rivers is country, baby. No, for me, it's a return to my roots. Again, we were talking earlier, before the show that I was raised split between Pompano Beach, Florida, and my dad's farm in Okeechobee, Florida. So, I grew up in the lifestyle. We grew up on a farm with animals and stuff, and the country lifestyle for me and my family has always been a part of who I am and what makes me as an artist and the music I was raised on. So, as you mentioned before, a lot of my older catalog is like pop soul stuff where I've been in so many recording sessions where the producer's like, hey man, let's sing that again. Like you have a country twang on there. You sound like a country singer. And it got to the point where I was like, what am I doing? Maybe I should sing country. I love country. I was raised on it. My voice naturally lends itself to it. I listen to, some of the stuff that I sing sometimes, and I was like, yeah, so it's always felt like home. So for me, I feel like it's a return to my roots, and I'm excited for it, and I love the genre. And as a songwriter, my biggest thing is the story, and there's no other genre that lends itself better to the story of a song than country music. That's what it's all about. So, yeah,
Well,
just
I mean, when I first saw some information on you, I'm like, that's what I was expecting, and that's not what I heard at first. So I'm like, okay, but I'm here for it. I'm here
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
So
It's artist life is a
I,
journey, and you feel like you're ever evolving. And
I'm loving it though. I love it. I think it's great.
thank you, Jaimie.
Yeah, I mean, it's as someone who has heard your pop and heard your country. I mean, ain't and I am not a country fan by any fucking means. Anybody who knows me will tell you that. I commonly call country sister fisher music. But I am just not a fan. I mean, the only country I could really deal with is certain songs. I can't even like say an artist. I mean, I'll do old country. I'll do Elvis. I'll do Johnny Cash to some degree, but I'll do old country. I mean, even some Conway fucking Twitty. Throw that at me, and I'll listen to it. But new country, it's too pop. It's too popish. It's too popish. But your country kind of got me back. I'm like, all right. I'm like, he's taking save a horse, ride a cowboy, but he's like kind of calming it down a little bit. All right, I can respect that. I can respect that. So, which I mean, if it's for all the listeners out there, if it's all right with Rye, at the end of this episode in podcast form, you might hear a little bit of his single, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll talk to Hunter about that, but hopefully you can hear a little bit of it at least. But what album did you want to bring tonight? And I'm kind of curious with where you are in the world. Why this album?
Yeah. Again, I feel like I call my type of music when people ask me, "Oh, what do you make?" I call it blue-eyed country soul because again, I was raised on a lot of soul music, a lot of classic rock, and a lot of country, and I love R&B and jazz and gospel too. So I feel like that fusion of stuff is what makes me who I am as an artist. And Fleetwood Mac is one of my favorite bands in the world, and their album Rumours is one of my favorite albums ever. Whenever I do shows, I cover a lot of their songs. I just think it's the songwriting is timeless, the music in it is timeless. The love and stuff that they put into the music is timeless, and that's why I picked that one. So
Ooh, I now I need to hear some shit, but I'll get to that in a second. Jaimie, you went first last night. Do you have any complaints if I go first tonight?
Oh no, I'm down for going first. That's fine.
I said, do you have any complaints if I go first tonight?
Oh, now you go first. I don't give a crap. You do whatever you want. Like I'm fine with whatever.
I go first, Jaimie. We know this, but
That yeah,
So
because
it
that's
wasn't
how
a
it is
question.
every week when we change it up all the time.
yeah,
Okay, sir.
exactly. But see, I I'm a fan of Fleetwood Mac. Never gonna say I'm not. I never knew this full album really. I knew this album in general because it's the only album in full that they covered on Glee for an episode. Glee never covered one. They never did like one full album for an episode until this album, and they never did it
Oh,
again. So that's how I know this. That's how I knew this album was because I saw an episode of Glee, and the teacher was like, "Oh, we're covering this album this week because it's all about what we're going through." And I'm like, "All right." I'm like, and I mean, I know certain songs on this album like off the back of my head, off the back of my hand, because like who the fuck doesn't? But especially in this day and age, it's been almost 50 years since this album came out, for God's sake. So yeah, I mean, everybody knows certain songs off this album. I
yeah.
was blown. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the type of music I am to write is timeless stuff like this where it's generational. It's good songs, a good song.
I was blown the freak away though by how good this whole album actually was. I wasn't expecting it. Like I was like, all right, I'll like the one or two songs I know I like, and then all the rest I'll have to like kind of find another three songs I like. I'm like, well, that challenge is no longer valid. I'm like this album is almost phenomenal from top to finish. I mean, there's a certain a couple songs I could have done without, but it's almost phenomenal from top to finish. I will say. I mean, it's I love Stevie Nicks. I freaking love Stevie Nicks. I mean, the White Witch herself. I can listen to her, look at her all day long, and not get tired. But
She can still sing. I just saw her a couple months ago. I mean, she's still at the top of her game, and she's
oh,
recording a new album now. She's going in, and she's 70. I think she's like 75. But yeah, she still could perform and sing and tell
she,
jokes, and she's on it.
Just as it was yesterday with her voice.
Yeah,
It's the
same
same.
as the- yeah.
I do agree.
uh,
It's that consistent and that vibe you get from her voice. It doesn't change. I'm loving it.
I mean, she don't look like she's 75 either, for fuck's sake.
Nah,
But,
not at all.
but, I mean,
That's
I
because she's
enjoyed the
still
hell.
doing drugs at 55. That's what Mick Jagger says. They say, "How do
Ooh,
you
I'm
stay
about to
fit
be
for 40?"
40. I just want to be that happy and looking at 70 something. Woo, girl, let's go.
I mean, okay, well, one, Mick Jagger looks like he's fucking Crypt Keeper at this point, but,
Still
I
performing
mean,
though.
Nick, I mean, he can perform still, so can Ozzy, but they both look like they're freaking about to rob the grave. But, I mean, freaking, why do I want to say Nikki Six? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Stevie Nicks.
Evie Nicks,
Uh,
you weirdo.
I kind of reversed it, okay? But Stevie Nicks is still phenomenal. And I mean, this Fleetwood Mac album blew me away. It blew me away. I was like, I start my morning off with this, like thinking like, all right, I'm probably gonna get a little pissed off here because it's not gonna be good. And then it just started my day was crazy. My day was fucking crazy. And this album started off perfectly. So I'm like, shit. I'm like, all right, everything's meant to happen for a reason. This is meant to happen. But if we're gonna rate this album out of 5 stars like we typically do, this is easily a 4.8 out of 5. This album, it's fucking phenomenal. I could see why it blew Fleetwood Mac to the top of the charts and why. And I put together brackets for this show for our specials, and I'll tell you, the Billboard brackets for the late '70s has a lot of Fleetwood Mac in it for this album. So,
Oh yeah.
I knew to expect something, but not as much as I got. Oh my God, this album is just one of the
Yeah,
best albums I ever heard.
I think it was listed in, was it Times or Apple Music, one of the top 100 albums when they do those crazy ass.
Oh, I could see that. I could see that, and it's just funny. This album was when they were breaking up. Like that's the funny thing. This album was made when they were breaking up, and it's all about them breaking up as a
Probably
band.
why they
But
call
yeah,
it Rumours.
yeah. I mean, but it just made sense. It just made sense. And oh, sorry, that doesn't matter. But Jamie, what did you think of Fleetwood Mac?
I mean, to be honest with you, I always expect this album to be better than what it was. I give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. But
Are you drunk?
no, but I see your point and where your guys. I was getting ready to follow up with. I see where y'all come off with your ratings. I wanted to like it more, but there's other albums of theirs that I really like, and there's other songs of theirs I really like. That if there was a different compilation of their music, it'd probably be different for me. But this particular album, 3.5 out of 5 stars, only because I had mixed reviews on some of the songs.
Looking for new co-host, Looking for new co-host. But I kid. I kid.
Oh, is that
Oh,
so? You're just so sad. Listen to you.
I'm so sad. I mean, you could hate on some of the albums I bring on, but Jesus
Oh no,
Christ, it's
I'm not
Fleetwood.
hating on this. This is one of my favorites. Like that's the part is that every one of their albums after this is a better rating than 3.5 stars. They are like there's just certain albums I would put together that'd be like, okay, that's my all-star album. This is a great album. It's just not my bestest of theirs.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold the fuck on a minute. This is generally considered the best album they did
No.
by most people.
Well, I'm not you can have whatever you want for an opinion, sir. I'm okay with that.
Well, if people bring on other albums by Fleetwood Mac in the future, I'll see why I rate up against this album. But Jesus fucking Christ, but anyway, Rye. This is always the fun part.
Yeah.
What would you say your top 5 songs of this album?
Um, I would say absolutely Dreams is at the top. Let me pull it back up again because I don't know them off the top of my hand.
Yeah, it's why. That's why. That's why I take notes because I would never shit off the top of my head.
Dreams for sure. The Chain, Go Your Own Way. That's 3. Probably. How about Oh Daddy? It's number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Woo, that's a brave one. I like the giggle after that.
And probably Songbird.
Okay. And Jaimie, you'll be proud of me tonight again. I didn't go crazy with honorable mentions tonight on any album, I'll say. I for this album and another album, I have 3 honorable mentions for another one too. So I didn't go crazy tonight. I didn't go
Okay.
crazy.
Okay,
But
look at you go. Same for me. Look at us. Aw.
these are also not long ass albums like a lot of the albums I usually bring. So but
Very true.
I got through all 3 of these albums for lunch today. I was fucking amazed. I was like, oh my god, I actually done my homework for this show before lunch. Damn. But and I had a lot of emails to answer, so I wasn't on the phone as much either. But my 3 honorable mentions for Fleetwood Mac is, of course, first is Oh Daddy. Wasn't that huge a fan of the song personally, but I like hearing my wife say "Oh Daddy," so yeah. Uh,
Ah.
and to kind of tie into that, my other honorable mention was "Don't Stop," because "Oh Daddy, Don't Stop" is one of my favorite phrases in the world. So and my last honorable mention, and I'm honestly surprised it didn't make my top 5. My last honorable mention was Dreams. I'm honestly surprised it didn't make my top 5. I didn't see that coming. But that's because it's one of the songs I knew before I listened to this album.
Mm-hmm.
Once I listened to the album, that changed. um, my number 5 was "You Make Loving Fun" because that's a fun fucking song to begin with. And my number 4, my number 4 and my number 3, I never fucking heard of. And the fact that they blew me away so much kind of still blows my mind. But my number 4 ranked song was "Gold Dust Women" because the drumming at the end is fucking amazing. I'm a drummer by trade back in
Okay.
my middle school days. So, and my dad was a drummer in actual bands. So, I love percussion, and the drumming at the end of that song was amazing. And Gold Dust was one of my favorite wrestlers back in the day. So, I gotta go with Gold Dust Woman. But my number 3 was "Secondhand News" because the fact they opened up with that, I never heard that song either. So I was like, what is this? I'm like, what? I'm like, what is this they're opening up the album with that I'd
Mm-hmm.
never heard before? Oh my fucking god! Like it made my list immediately as soon as I start. Like I made it into it. I'm like, oh my god, this song's amazing, and it's got a lot of good messages. So fucking Secondhand News, fuck yeah. My top 2, yeah, I knew them before, but I knew they'd be my top 2. My number 2 is "Go Your Own Way" because I could still see and hear the Glee casting in that song, and it always brought me joy. So.
You like
Uh,
Glee? You watch the
Oh, I should have a tattoo because I'm a Gleek till I die. I haven't watched the show. I haven't watched the show since it ended in a long time, but I watch pretty much the second season on every week. So
I did
I am
not
a
pick
huge.
up on that vibe, but that's cool. I love Glee. Glee was awesome. The music in that show
Oh,
is crazy. The
I
choreography.
I was brought up going to Broadway plays and shit, so I'm a huge musical fan.
Okay.
So and I mean, Rachel Berry and a couple of the other girls in that show could fucking get it when I was in my 20s. So fuck yeah.
I've
But
met I've met Amber Riley. She's really cool. She could sing. God.
that's Mercedes, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
The African American girl.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Yeah, okay. Oh, her pipes are. She could be the next fucking Aretha Franklin. She really
Yeah.
could be.
She's crazy.
I feel like she hasn't done shit since that show, but I mean she could be. But um, and then my number one is easily The Chain. Like The Chain is one of the most amazing songs of all time. Like, Don't Break the Chain. Like, oof. I mean, I honestly had a time deciding between The Chain and Go Your Own Way. I couldn't decide which one to do for 1 and 2 for a minute. Like there, I was like kind of like fuck. What do I do? But The Chain just hit me right. I don't know what it is. It might honestly change if I had to do this album again at some point. But The Chain hit me right, so I was like, all right, fuck it. Chain's number one. This album is incredible. I would, and the funny thing is, this whole year we're doing this week of '77. That's the year my parents graduated high school. So I was 11 years before being born at this point. I wasn't even a sperm cell at this point. So it's just the fact that music from back then could hit you so hard is just
Mhm.
phenomenal.
That's
So
what I aspire to create. So.
I mean, it's fucking Fleetwood Mac. So yeah, The Chain is, and The Chain and Go Your Own Way were in. We did the Rolling Stone Top 500 through like a series of brackets that took forever, but both those songs were in the Rolling Stone Top 500 songs of all time because they're
The
such incredible
longest
songs.
bracket of my life.
You didn't even finish it. You left halfway
I
through.
did too.
What was the top
Giving you crap.
song?
I mean, the number one song, oh god, I feel like it was Aretha actually. I feel like it was an Aretha song.
I have
I
it
could be
down.
wrong.
It's not over here.
I could go back. Actually, I can go back and look. But yeah, it was. I mean,
That's
they
funny.
treat. But I'll look.
Tapestry is one of great album. Carole King obviously wrote a lot of Aretha's hits. I think the Aretha song that was the number one was Carole King's song. Wasn't it
Well,
Natural Woman?
no, it was not Natural Woman. I can tell you that much. But while Jamie does her top five, I'm already fucking on it. So why the fuck am I saying that? It's easy when the shit's on your computer. But the number one song, oh, Respect, duh,
Huh.
Respect.
We voted that number one.
That well, we didn't vote number one. That's what Rolling Stone voted as number one as.
Oh, Rolling
Uh
Stone. That's different. I'm
oh,
talking
that's
our pod.
oh well, the grand winners bracket and who we actually ended up voting up was uh we had Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen as the number one because
Nothing.
we because because we took I took the winners of every part of it and put them all in a bracket against each other, and Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen won first place.
Great song.
Super Freak by Rick James won second place. Beat It by Michael Jackson won third place, and 1999 by Prince won fourth place. Which honestly, I'm not disgraced or disappointed to have any of those four be in our top four for that
Nah. I
500
just
songs.
voted. I just forgot we voted that way.
I All right, I'm checking that later, and I'll fucking let you know in private because I feel like you left like halfway through, like Bubbles did. But
We did at one point, but I remember voting the rest of the way.
we'll see, we'll see. But what were your top five Fleetwood Mac, Jamie?
Okay, so like I said, a strong 3.5, if not more, out of 5 stars. But my thing is that I and I really thoroughly enjoy Stevie Nicks' voice, but Oh Daddy Creep Me Out. That's not one of my favorites, but one of my
I'm
honorable
disappointing
mentions
you.
is Don't Stop. Um, my number 5, I see this is where I start having a problem with, is it my number 1, 2, or 3? I want to say between my top 4, it can probably vary. But Gold Dust Woman was my number 5. My number 4 was Dreams. And number 3 for me, it was catchy, had a great beat that gets under your feet. It's a great start to the album. Secondhand News is my number 3. And then Jeremy, I actually agree with you My number 2 and my number 1 match you. Go on your way and the chain. First
Go
time
your
you
own
probably agreed.
go your own way, but yes. Not go on your way. But and Jaimie, just because I just double checked it, the last Rolling Stones bracket you were part of was songs 262, 229.
Oh,
There
come on.
was
I was mad.
1, 2,
I,
3, 4, 5. There were 6 parts in the winners bracket after that you were not part of. Because I keep a list. Because I had to make sure I knew who to tag. But so just saying. Just
blame
saying. Don't question
them.
me on my memory. My memory may be shit, but I remember my brackets. That's one thing
Sometimes.
I remember my brackets always.
Well,
But
I know I voted on it for some other stuff, so.
I'm sure. I mean, these songs have come up multiple times over the years. But I guess it's time. Fucking Mike doesn't want to stay on tonight. What the fuck, man? But guess it's time to go into my album, which I'm not going to lie. My album kind of I went by the year. I saw 77 and any 70s album that someone likes to bring on. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go by the year because there's so many albums from the 70s I never listened to. So in full. So I know 1 or 2 songs, but I never listened to any of them in full. So I'm like, all right, what came out in 77? It was a good year actually. It was a good year, but I saw this album. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, all right, it's got 3 songs I fucking know on it, and I'm a huge fan of this band. I've only ever brought the greatest hits in the show, so I'm like, I need to bring this album on just to check it out. And the fact that I looked up on Wikipedia and it was called a cult rap a cult rock made me want to bring it out even more. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm bringing Blue Oyster Cult's Spectres. And I'd never heard this album in full before. I was almost expecting to be like half disappointed, half not disappointed, but I was blown the fuck away by how amazing this album was in full. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, I thought I only like Blue Oyster Cult hits. I didn't think I liked like a full album of theirs, but Jesus, this album is fucking phenomenal from start to finish.
Mm.
It blew me away. I was honestly surprised by how good it was, and that's saying a lot because it takes a good album to impress me. It really does. I listen to a lot of music, so it takes a lot. And classic rock is always hit or miss for me. So it's Blue Oyster Cult though. It was my dad's favorite band, so I had to pay respect to that and bring it on because they're one of those bands I always wanted to see live, but I just never got the chance to, even though I could have multiple times. I just never had that moment. But I was like, fuck it, let's bring BOC on, see what they do, and fuck, they didn't disappoint. I'll get to more in the songs, but oh my god. But I'm dying to hear, Rye, what did you think of Blue Oyster Cult?
Yeah, so I had never heard this album before, so I had to do a deep dive. Godzilla was really cool. That was really the only other song I knew by them was their big hit. What's it called?
Don't Fear the Reaper,
Yeah. Um,
which is the name of the greatest hits album I brought on before in the show. But yeah,
so a lot of these, I mean, pretty much all of these songs I had never heard before. But Godzilla, I liked. Golden Age of Leather was cool.
oh, we'll get to your top 5 in a minute, but this is just your review.
Yeah, it was really cool. The songs are out there. I feel like, from where they write from, it's really interesting. It's a lot of, I feel like, fantasy type of stuff, but the music on it was really cool. I like the harmony on it. It gave me I could see where their influences were, kind of where they were in the time. It was really cool, really musically. For me, there wasn't a lot of catchy songs on there in terms of what I would deem I could see as a hit. And again, having never heard of them, but the music on it was great.
Wait a minute, you say you never heard? Oh, the songs. I'm like, I know you heard the band,
No,
but
the songs.
I will say 3 songs in this album are on the greatest hits album. So I mean, this album was a little more. Most albums they've done because I thought about bringing their albums on in the past, but most albums they've done only have one of their greatest hits on it. Yeah. This one actually had 3. That's why I brought it. I'm like, fuck, right. If these 3 songs are on it, then the rest of the album must be pretty damn decent.
Okay, but what were the 3 hits? The 3 greatest hits one.
The 3 greatest hits on it were Godzilla, obviously.
Yeah.
Going Through the Motions and I Love the Night.
Okay.
Those are the 3 that actually made the greatest hits album. So it's Blue Oyster Cult is one of those bands that like they had to be taking some shit when they wrote their music. They
That's
had
what
to
I'm
be taking
saying.
it.
A lot of it I could tell is like very out there, like the stories of it. I was like,
But
this
they were
is
also they were ahead of their time. They if they didn't come out until like the late '90s, early 2000s, they would have been huge in the symphonic metal like
yeah,
genre. They would have been
see
fucking
that. Sure.
huge.
They would definitely
Like
love what you can do
they
with
would have been.
stuff now.
I mean, they would have been up there with like Iced Earth and fucking Blind Guardian and all these other symphonic metal bands that started in the U.S. and were huge. So I mean, they definitely could have been something. Like if I mean, they were something. Obviously, they're one of the everybody knows Blue Oyster Cult. Not nobody in the fucking history of the United States doesn't know Blue Oyster Cult at this point. But I mean, don't fear the Reaper mainly for that. But it's just they've had a lot of hits, and this album was fucking phenomenal. I think at least. But Jaimie, what did you think?
Of course. I absolutely agree. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. It's 0.9, if not a 4.1 out of 5 stars. Amazing. As soon the way the album starts off is the way my number one is. Spoiler alert.
Damn straight, it's a spoiler alert. But I mean, oh yeah, I didn't rate this album. Fuck. Honestly, if I had to rate this album, it'd be a 4.9 out of 5. Like there was really nothing missing from this album. This album was fucking phenomenal. I don't think there was one song where I was like, oh, this is boring. Like I don't think there was one song. Like this whole album was just blew me away. Like I was okay, maybe there's one or two songs, but actually I don't know. I was trying to be pickier with these albums, and with classic rock albums, it's easy to make them all your like make a shitload of honorable mentions because it's just like they're classic rock albums. Like they're classic for a reason. Like it's, but this album, I was trying and I tried hard, but I didn't succeed fully. But it was just so good. I was like, I was amazed. Like I couldn't get over how good it was, and like I'm like, I want to tell somebody at work right now about how good this is, but no one's gonna give a shit. It's early in the morning, so I'm not gonna say anything. But like I almost wanted to talk to somebody about it. I'm like, this album is so fucking phenomenal. Like it blew me away. Like I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it in the slightest. But I had three honorable mentions for this album as well. And my first honorable mention is "I Love the Night" because I've known that song for God 25, so like 20 years almost. Like I've known this song, and it's one of those smooth, relaxing songs where like if you like I bought Blue Oyster Cult's Greatest Hits when I was delivering pizza in between colleges, and I used to get high as a fucking kite smoking weed and fucking like deliver pizza listening to this album, like the Greatest Hits album. And
Did
I
you
love
eat
the
it
night.
on the way to the delivery?
Nope. Nope. I learned to control the munchies in fucking high school, man. But and we can get free pizza slices whenever the fuck we want. So I was going to go back and eat a couple pizza slices for free. But
Yeah.
I Love the Night is like a smooth, relaxing song that you could like when you're high when you're smoking, when you're high, it's like I love the night. Because like the place I'm delivering was like this. It was called Stone Ridge, New York. It was this back roads, like very simple community. Not simple, but back roads, very richy community, I guess is the best way to put it. And like you'd be driving through like dark ass roads where there's no streetlights or anything for like miles and miles and miles to deliver pizza. And like this song would just like kind of sit you in the mood where you're just like driving through the darkness, like I love the night. But my next honorable mention was actually one I never heard of before, and it was Celestial the Queen.
Yeah.
I I almost didn't want to put it on my list because I didn't I wasn't I want to hear it. I want to hear it a couple more times, but I wasn't overly impressed by it. But it was pretty fucking good, so I was like, all right, I got to put it on the list. And my last honorable mention, I'm kind of pissed it's an honorable mention, not top five, but my last honorable mention is Godzilla because even though it's my son's favorite fucking IP in the world, Godzilla, he loves anything to do with Godzilla or kaiju. But this song, I like it kind of seemed silly to me that a serious band would do a song about Godzilla. But there's one lyric in this song that always stuck out to me for the last 20 years now, and it's history shows again and again how nature points out the folly of man. And that lyric speaks fucking volumes. That lyric line speaks fucking volumes because nature points out all the time how stupid humans are. So I love that line, so I had to bring it up in my honorable mentions, but it's not my top five. My number five, never heard of this one either, but the Golden Age of Leather, which they're obviously talking about medieval times. I mean, not some kinky shit, unfortunately, but I mean, Golden Age of Leather is a freaking phenomenal song. Like the way it's put together is just so phenomenal. The lyrics are amazing. The guitar is amazing in it. My number four was Death Valley Nights because it's a freaking fun song. Like I couldn't imagine just like rocking out to a concert of that while pretty drunk, but I could imagine rocking out to a concert of that like really hard. My number three, I never heard of either, and it was Searching for Celine. I never heard of that song, but the keyboard and the jazzy bass in the beginning of the song is like very unique. Like I never heard anything like that, like really from Blue Oyster Cult. I've heard things like that before from other bands, but never heard that from BOC. So I was like, oh shit! I'm like, what the fuck did they do here? And it was an amazing song. Like Searching for Celine is a fun song. Like I enjoyed the shit out of it. My number two was the other one I heard of on this before, but my number two is Going Through the Motions because I love the freaking chorus. I love like the guitar rhythm during the chorus, like and the drum through the chorus. Like it's just freaking up. It's catchy, fun song. And I mean, it's a '70s song. It sounds like a freaking late '70s song. That's all it sounds like. It's almost disco in a way, but not quite. And my number one, this song blew me away. I never heard it before either, but I love it. I love the subject base, so I'm like, all right, this has to be number one, and that's Nosferatu, because I am a huge, I'm a horror movie fan, and Nosferatu or Dracula, whatever you want to call them, is one of my favorite genres of movies. So, not Nosferatu, that was a freaking amazing song, and the fact they're doing a song about the original like horror movie icon, the original Dracula, just pushed
I
me out of the water.
I didn't know that. That's another name for Dracula. Is that like the Romanian name for it?
Yes, Nosferatu was the first real vampire movie in horror movie history. It came out in like 1920 something. They just redid it. They just redid it and released it again. Not they didn't redo it, but they just did like a new Nosferatu movie in modern days. Like this last year, I haven't seen it yet. I can't say if it sucks or not. But the original Nosferatu was a silent movie, and I mean, the main thing people remember is like the huge claws shadowing on the wall. Like that's the main thing people remember is because it's like Nosferatu looked like a freak. It almost looked like a Fester, like a Uncle Fester type of character, but with like long claws and skinny. So I mean, it was the original vampire movie. It was the original vampire movie in the '20s, and the fact that they did a song based on that and that they freaking rocked it. Like I was like, oh my god, this is fucking incredible. Like it blew me away with that. Like I
I got
never saw that
because I
coming.
had no idea that's what that. I couldn't even pronounce that word. I was like Nurseford too.
Nosferatu. Yeah, it was. I don't remember. I think it's Romanian, but I don't remember exactly if it's Romanian or Transylvanian maybe.
I
But
would think so because that's where it all comes from.
I almost feel like it's a exact translation for like that country's word for vampire.
Yeah.
But Nosferatu is it's legendary, and of course it's a damn new movie. But actually, okay, here we go. Yeah, the word Nosferatu means offensive, troublesome, unbearable, or vampire. And
In
some may
English.
call it the midnight call, the bird of death. It has Romanian roots. So there you go. You're actually 100% on with that. It has Romanian roots. So yeah, Nosferatu was the original. Before I think that I can't remember his name, but I think he based his book Dracula off of Nosferatu, or off the idea of Nosferatu, but because it's been a Romanian legend since like God medieval times. So, but I love they did a song about it, so that 100% rocked for me. But what were your top five there, Rye? I'm dying to hear.
Yeah, I liked Godzilla, Golden Age of Leather, and Death Valley Nights. Celestial Queen, and then probably Going Through the Motions.
Yeah, going through the motions is just fucking catchy.
Yeah,
like you can almost clap along with it. Like it's just fucking fun. But
that's what I thought was cool about them is they're very experimental. You could tell they probably did a maybe did a lot of psychedelic drugs to
And
with
you know what the funniest thing in the fucking world is? My mom and dad saw them probably like 20 times in the 70s, maybe early 80s too. My parents are the most clean cut people in the world. They never did anything but drink.
really.
Yeah, and yeah, it was our favorite band of all time. Like,
That's
okay,
cool.
my
Good music.
dad's favorite band tied with Sticks. My mom, no,
I can
her
see
favorite band
that.
was her favorite band was Kansas, but back in those days. But I mean, honestly, now her favorite shit is country. If I sent her your new single coming out, she probably would freaking like be in love with it. But
I
uh,
find a lot. I feel like with people of that generation who love classic rock that today all they really have to like grab onto is country because that's the
for new
closest they know.
for for new music, yeah, because classic rock. I mean, it's classic for a reason because it's not a
Yeah.
thing anymore. I mean, it's
Yeah.
rock nowadays is harder and it's too close to pop. Like a lot of the rock nowadays is too close to pop, in my opinion. So it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah.
And you got to either go extreme, well, not extreme, but like harder rock, like to like Motionless in White or Ice Nine Kills, or you got to go to like symphonic metal. Like there's nothing in the between anymore. There's really nothing in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, some bands from back then still put out albums here and there, and that's great, and they're okay. I mean, Ozzy put out new music in the 2000s. Doesn't mean I brought I brought one of those albums. Doesn't mean it's fucking incredible. It just means he did it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I like some. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like Black Rain. Black Rain's a good album. But Jaimie, what were your top five for BOC? I'll shut up.
Oh, oh, finally. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, so
Sound like my wife.
that whole quote unquote 70s rock, 70s jingle, 70s vibe, I got it for my honorable mention, which is I Love the Night. My number five, though, I enjoyed the guitar start off. I enjoyed the beginning of this song. It just kind of got me going. It was Fireworks. My
It
number
was a fun
four,
song. It was a fun song. I didn't want to put it on my list, but it was a fun song.
it was. So my number four, which kind of surprised me, Searching for Celine. Wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting.
Right?
But my number three, Golden Age of Leather, kind of got under my skin a little bit more than I expected it to when I first started listening to it. I was making fun of it. And then two songs away from it after that, I was quoting it. So then I went back to listen to it. So that ended up being my number three. My number two, Are You Ready to Rock? I mean, Adam.
I that was almost too Kiss for me. I was like, what the fuck is Voice Squad doing? That's like Kiss almost.
Yep. And I was there for it. So then my number one, of course, I can't explain why. I don't know why. It's phenomenal. I don't give a shit what you say. It's Godzilla.
The
And
guitar.
I knew you wouldn't agree with me, Jeremy, but I'm here for it.
I
I
I
can't stand that song. It's catchy.
I
I like it. It's under
it,
my skin.
it,
Way
it
worse.
does exactly. I fucking when I had the greatest hits. That was my least favorite song on the greatest hits, and over time, like it just fucking grew on me. Like over time, as I got older, I'm like, I'm not a fan of the Godzilla movies, even for God's sake. Besides the new ones, but like it's just which I'm going to watch them all eventually because we're gonna hit brackets where we have to do I have to do that. But it's it's the guitar in it is so catchy. The guitar in it is so catchy. I mean, and it's Godzilla. I mean, how can you not respect Godzilla for fuck's sake? Even if you don't like him as a character, he's still legendary. But for 100 years now, basically. But yeah, I mean, this album blew me away. I can't say it enough. This album fucking blew me away. Like the fact it's rare I bring an album I don't already know is gonna blow me away again, and this album just surprised me. So I'm not used to that in my own albums, but shit. I think the last time that happened is I brought an Electric Light Orchestra ELO album, and that blew me away. I think it's the last time that actually happened to me. So, because I didn't know like any songs on it, but I brought it anyway, and it was just mind warp. But Jaimie, anyway, what album? Look for the last album of the night. What album did you want to bring us?
Oh my. So my biggest thing was I was hoping this album, when we were talking about it, it was planned ahead. I wish it was next week. I really wish it was. Because May 5th of 1978 is when Bob Seger he released that Stranger in Town back in 1978. But that man's birthday also lands on May 6th. So I feel like next week would have been an epic time to give this album. Guess what? I gave it this week, so I don't give two flying fucks. My album is a great album. I really got into this man probably back in the early 90s when my dad and I used to go cruising around on the weekends and he would show me how to drive, show me all the fun stuff. But the biggest time in my life that Bob Seger probably got under my skin was 2013. Thank you, Sirius Radio.
Hmm.
That
Love
was,
some serious radio. Find
but
some music on there.
right, right. So, I mean, to me, this album for 9 songs at 39 minutes long, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna be brave. I'm going for it, Jeremy. I don't care what you say.
Oh, honey, you can always go for it. But Rye, what do you think of Mr. Seeger?
Oh, I love Bob Seger. Again, blue-eyed soul voices like that, like big textury male vocals like that. I love it. It's my favorite, and his voice is crazy. The songwriting here, I mean, for me, an album like this, it hits all the spots. You have stuff you can dance to. There's some slow love songs on there. There's some you can sing along to it. I think it checks all the boxes, and I'm a huge fan of his. For me, it's vocals are a big thing when it comes to music, vocals and lyrics. So I'm a huge fan. I mean, I grew up on a lot of this stuff. So
See, I never got into Bob Seger. I never really gave him a chance, so I never really got into him. I knew one song on this album, obviously, like everybody else in the fucking world does, but I never got into him. And when you brought him, I was like, oh fuck. And it was the last time I listened to today because I was kind of dreading it. And he definitely has. It feels to me like he was stuck between generations. Like he has that '60s like Bob Dylan almost style of singing and style of songwriting, but he
Did
got big in the seven. He got big in the '70s, and
no,
I mean, I guess it's. Go ahead, Jamie.
no, Jeremy. You did not just compare him to Bob Dylan.
this voices are different.
Oh,
Ex-
I mean, obviously, you can't copy. You can't copy Dylan's voice. Don't get me wrong. No one
Freaking
has that. No one has that fucking drawl of his voice, but his style is similar and his songwriting is very similar. So I mean, the first half of this album I was in love with. The second half of it, it kind of left me wanting some more. But I mean, it's overall I was pleasantly impressed by Seeger. I mean, I got honorable mention, so I'm not gonna say I fucking hated it or didn't like it. I mean, it's Seeger. I liked it. He blew me away with some of his songs. I'm not gonna lie. But a lot of songs I only heard of one song on this album, so it's a lot of songs I never heard of. So I enjoyed a lot of it, but it's just, I don't know. I can't describe Seeger. It's like, I can't describe him. Like, he's somewhere in between generations, I feel like, and that's why it's hard to understand him this day and age, because he's not, he wants to be a '70s artist, but he's kind of stuck in the '60s, almost '50s. So it's kind of, because, I mean, he says it in old time rock and roll, like he straight up says, like, I miss the old time rock and roll, and I think that's what he's going for is like the Little Richard, freaking Elvis days in the '50s. I don't think I think that's what he wanted to be, and I think he was just born too late. Like I always say, I was born a couple decades too late from where I should have been because I would have loved life a lot more if I was born in the '60s because I would have been there for all the new music I loved. But it's just I don't know how to describe Seeger. I really don't. He kind of is a mystery to me. But if I had to rate this album, I mean, honestly, it's easily it's a 3.5 out of 5. I mean, I'm not gonna be over generous on it, but it's a 3.5 out of 5. It didn't disappoint. I wouldn't go lower than that by any means. It didn't disappoint me in any degree. I I liked a lot of it. I liked a lot of it. So I mean, yeah, 3.5 out of 5. That's basically what I gotta say about it. But what were your top 5 on it, Jamie?
Well, okay, so the fact that I'm half his age this month exactly, I really had a heck of a time trying to balance out this whole entire album. I enjoyed it quite a bit. So I can't say I don't have honorable mentions, but I didn't list them right now. So we're just gonna dig into my number five. It's We've Got Tonight. My number four, still the same. I remember hearing that song early on, and I remember it being while I was waiting for something in the car. I don't know. It just had that I'm sitting in the car vibe song. So I remember hearing that song at a very, very early age. Still the same, which got me into old time rock and roll. That is later mentioned, but it really that song I'm surprised I have it as my number four, to be honest, because it should be a little higher for how it introduced me to him. But number three is Ain't Got No Money. Number two, Hollywood Nights. But of course my number one's old time rock and roll. I feel like we got to give it to Alf out there and all the fans of Alf. I mean, it's a great time, it's a great song, great memory of that song. So I'm giving it the cliche, and I don't care. Cliche for
Did you just mute yourself mid sentence?
no.
Something did.
I might have cut out at the wrong time, but I didn't cut myself off. That'd be terrible to cut myself off mid sentence. No, I did not cut myself off mid sentence.
Oh, it sounded like you did, but that maybe that's me. But okay, we gotta get you a laptop here. But Rye,
Yeah,
what were your top five song
yeah,
music? Well, before we go to Rye, users of the world, if you want to donate to a good cause, feel free to send me money to buy Jimmy a laptop. But
Fixed you.
see, she can't even say a sentence without cutting out, folks. Buy her a laptop. But Rye, what were your top five songs for Seeger?
yeah, yeah. Number one, for me is Hollywood Nights. Love that song. Number two, probably be old time rock and roll. I would say number three, Brave Strangers. I thought that was such a cool song. You know, I love the story behind that and the the lyrics of it. Number four, the famous final scene, and then probably We've Got Tonight.
Damn. Okay, I differ from everybody with this fucking album apparently, and I'm fucking down for that. But I had two honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is old time rock and roll because
You've heard it too
overplayed
many
it.
times. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Overplayed is fucking shit. As much as I love old time rock and roll, to me, I mean, as much as I love seeing girls dancing the reels to it, like I can't. Uh, it's just too overplayed. My God, Matthew Broderick killed it with fucking or not Matthew Broderick. Actually, was it? Yeah. In that movie, I can't think of the name of, but like that kind of like started killing it, and then it became too popular. But
You talking about Tom Cruise when he slides in the song?
yes. Tom Cruise in what the fuck's that movie? I'm drawing a blank right now. I can't think of what.
Not
I
good for
can't think
that.
of
I'm not gonna think of it, but I know the scene and I know it's Tom Cruise.
it. Jamie, do you know the name of that movie? I can't think of it.
Risky business.
Yeah.
Risky Business. Thank you. There it fucking is.
You are very welcome, sir, and I didn't have to even look
And
that up. Bravo, bravo.
I watched that movie once and I'm fucking good on it. But as much as I love seeing girls dance in their underwear, that fucking song. But my other honorable mention, funnily enough, is Hollywood Nights because I
Hmm.
kind of know that song. I'm not gonna say I know that song like front to back, but I know that song kind of. But my number five is Brave Strangers because it starts slow, but the ending is really good. Like it's a really good song at the end. The beginning is kind of slow and like I was like, what the fuck is this? But towards the end, it fucking really picked up and it got me like going like, all right, all right. My number four is the famous final scene because that's a great way to end an album. Like a lot of good lyrics, a lot of good guitar. So my number three was "Till It Shines" because of the guitar yet again. Like his guitar work is impeccable. So "Till It Shines" is an amazing song. And my number two, "Feel Like a Number." Like I think about all the women and men that can relate to that fucking song, and
Yeah,
it kind of like
actually, that is a good
it got me thinking. It got me thinking,
part
and
about that song.
like who hasn't been? Whoa, Jamie lost the internet completely, I guess, but that's all right. But yeah, "Feel Like a Number" got me thinking. Like you know, I almost could relate to this song back in my 20s. Like
Oh yeah,
you hook up with a girl and then she never calls you again. You're just like, all right, I'm just another number in her book. But and my number one was "Still the Same" because Still the Same" is an amazing song. Like, and since Jamie is doing it, I'll say it again. My number one was "Still the Same" because that's like the best song of this album. It's because no matter how much things change, they're always still the same. It's a good message. It's a good message. Like things don't change that much. So
It's a pivotal song. I won't lie. It really is. Like I mentioned, I'm surprised it's my number four, but it really is.
it's my number one. And Jamie said you didn't hear my number two was a nice fucking lot of stuff up my head here. My number two was "Feel Like a Number." But
Okay, I thought that's what you were getting ready to say, but yeah, no, I'm glad still the same's your number one. That's awesome. It's a great song. It really is.
it is. It's a great song. And I mean, like I said, I wasn't disappointed by Seeger, but I mean, he feels like he's famous for his one or
Yeah,
two songs that
it
are
just
hits, and then
he
it seems like
really
he.
is. There's just there's other reasons why it resonated with me, so I had to do it. The timing was perfect. Like I said, if it was next week, ooh, it would have been real perfect, guys.
I mean,
May 5 and 6. Come on now. But okay. Happy early birthday, Bob. Happy early birthday, buddy.
I mean, somebody had to bring Seeger on eventually, so I'm not mad it finally happened.
Yeah.
It's good. We finally, it's that's why I like these '70s episodes because we finally get to hit like artists that never really got hit in this show before. But because I mean, even me bringing BOC's greatest hits isn't close to me bringing the actual album there, so it is what it is. But overall, I'm happy with it. This was an amazing set of albums for an amazing show. So,
yeah,
and we got to talk to a future star. So fuck yeah.
yeah, hell yeah.
But Rye, well, folks, we hit all albums thrice tonight. Rye, why don't you tell them where they can find you and what you got coming out then next month?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you guys can find me on all socials. It's at the Rye Rivers. That's at the RY Rivers. But yeah, I'm super excited, man. My debut country song is coming out May 30th. It's called Kiss a Cowboy. Super excited for that. We have the music video coming out June 11th. We actually filmed that on my dad's farm. So it's super authentic to me. I'm really excited for it. The song's already changed my life so much. And I just can't wait for everyone to be able to listen to it and watch the journey of the song go. So yeah, if you want to follow along, it's at the Rye Rivers. Thank you guys for having me. This has been fun.
Glad you had fun, buddy. And that's right, folks. Be sure to check him out at the CMAs next year. But
Yes, sir.
uh, we can hope it's a highly
Shit,
it's
well,
a there's
I'm at the Grand Old Opry too. Let's keep it going.
oh, is that still going? Shit, I didn't think rental opera was still a thing. But okay. My grandparents used to watch that when I was a fucking kid, for God's sake.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was still going. But all
very
right. Uh God, I used to watch that every fucking weekend. Oh my God. So many horrible jokes. But Jamie, where can they find you? Besides,
I'm
finding out.
exactly. Find out and you might find me. But no, for real, Book of Faces, you can get me there. Instagram, the usual spots. Otherwise, you can find me here on the Maniacal Music Musings. You can find me occasionally on the Bracket Bastards. That's every Sunday. But otherwise, you can find me here just dogging on Jeremy's music per usual because we never agree.
This week we did. But
But this week we did. This week we did. We had some good choices. The 70s do bring some people together. Hey.
amen.
But yeah, I mean, support your elders, folks. But you can of course find both your musers on Facebook as Squatchy Largefoot, Bipedal Sasquatch who learned from Arcturians how to use Facebook for some reason. But he likes to promote all my shit, so check him out there. You can also find us on XXBaby and the Gram as at Juggle Bastard. And you can find us on TikTok as at Juggle Bastard Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube as Maniacal Music Musings, the only place to see every episode. So go check that out. But we'll be back next week with Lily Grace, another artist from the same company of Burning Ground Entertainment. So come check us out then. I have no idea what album she wants to bring yet. They're working on that. And I will find out tomorrow, hopefully. But until then, have a good week, folks. And no, next week you will not get 2 episodes like this week. Sorry. But we don't book this week, what can I say? But come back next week and be sure to come back on the 10th to check out the Led Zeppelin Part 1 bracket. Oof. 6 parts of Led Zeppelin. I don't know if I want to handle it even, but I will. Come back then. Have a good night, everybody.